Welcome back, everyone. We're diving into the world of Shah Rukh Khan today. You probably think you know everything about him, King Khan, right?
The Badshah of Bollywood.
Exactly. But we're going to go a little deeper, see what we can uncover. You gave us his Wikipedia article, and, well, not exactly known for exciting stories.
Right.
But I think we're going to find some interesting stuff. Are you ready?
I am. I always love to see what we can find, even in something like Wikipedia.
Okay, so let's start way back at the beginning. Shah Rukh Khan was born in New Delhi.
New Delhi, yeah.
November 2nd, 1965, but he spent his first few years in Mangalore.
Oh, wow.
His grandfather was the chief engineer of the port there. Isn't that interesting?
Yeah, it is.
I wonder if that had any impact on him.
Who knows? You know what's cool, though? He's described himself as having such a diverse background.
Yeah.
Half Hyderabadi from his mom, half Pecan from his dad, and even some Kashmiri from his grandmother. That's a mix of cultures.
Wow, so that explains his kind of global appeal, right?
For sure.
Someone who embodies so many different traditions.
Yeah.
But he wasn't born into, a wealthy family.
Right.
Middle class. They had a variety of different businesses. Do you think that influenced his drive, his work ethic at all?
Well, I mean, think about it. That kind of upbringing teaches you to be resourceful.
Yeah.
To hustle, and we see that throughout his career. Not just acting, but producing, business ventures.
It's true.
The guy doesn't stop.
He was a top student too, right?
Oh, yeah. High achiever from the start.
St. Columbus School.
Yeah.
Top grades, athlete. They even gave him the Sword of Honor. That's like their highest award.
That's not just talent. That's dedication right there.
That's true.
To be the best.
And you know what? He wanted to go into sports originally, but then a shoulder injury, that kind of put a stop to that.
Oh, I see.
Maybe that competitive spirit found a different outlet though, right?
Could be.
So when did acting come in?
I actually read this funny story about him.
Oh, yeah.
As a kid, he'd imitate Bollywood stars.
Oh, how cute.
He was always performing, doing stage plays throughout school, so the seeds were there early on.
And he trained at that theater action group in Delhi, right?
That's right. With Barry John.
Wow, Barry John. That's like serious commitment.
Definitely not messing around.
I wonder if that influenced his style at all.
Well, theater really emphasizes physicality, projecting your voice, really getting at the character.
Yeah.
Things that Shah Rukh Khan definitely brings to the screen.
It's true. Sadly, though, there's also that loss early on.
Right, his parents.
He lost both of them to cancer and diabetes, just a few years apart.
It's hard to imagine how difficult that must have been.
But it's interesting that his mother's death in 91, he makes a big decision.
Yeah.
Moves to Mumbai, goes for Bollywood.
Big move.
Was that sudden, or was it something he'd been thinking about?
Well, his TV debut was actually supposed to be earlier.
It was.
A show called Dil Darya, but it got delayed. So instead he ends up on screen in '89, a show called Fauji, playing the lead role, Abhimanyu Rai, a military cadet.
So he had that TV experience already. I wonder why Dil Darya was delayed, if that changed things for him.
Yeah, who knows? But he did other shows too. Circus, Idiot, he was getting noticed.
He was building a foundation.
That's right.
You'd think that would give him confidence.
Yeah.
But he was still hesitant about films. He didn't think he was cut out for it.
Can you imagine that? The future king of romance doubting himself?
It's wild, right?
What was he so insecure about?
I don't know. Maybe intimidated by Bollywood, the scale of it all?
It is a whole other world.
Or maybe he felt more at home on TV.
Could be.
So what changed his mind? Was it just the lure of Bollywood or something deeper?
Well, it's interesting that his move to Mumbai happened right after his mom passed away.
You're right.
Maybe he felt like he had to honor her memory.
By going for his passion, even if it was scary.
Even if it was a huge risk.
And that led to his first film role, right?
It did. Diwana, 1992.
Diwana, okay.
Sharing the screen with Divya Parthy and Rishi Kapoor.
And this launched his career.
It did. It was a hit.
But he wasn't the main lead, was he?
Nope.
How does that work? How does a film where you're not the star?
Well, he made an impact.
Clearly.
He won the Filmfare Award for Best Male Debut. The industry took notice.
And the audiences. Then, just a year later, he does these two villain roles, Bazigar and Dar.
1993. Bold choices.
So bold.
Especially for a rising star. In Bazigar, he's a vengeful murderer.
Whoa.
Totally against the typical hero.
And Dar, he's like obsessed.
A stalker. Could have alienated the audience easily.
Just risky.
He's spoken about wanting roles that challenge him.
Push him out of his comfort zone.
Yeah, that's Shah Rukh Khan. And it set him apart.
It did.
He became the revisionist hero. you know, not afraid of the dark side.
So those risks paid off.
They did. He won Best Actor for Bazigar at the Filmfare Awards.
Oh, wow.
He was defying expectations, breaking the mold, and the audience loved it.
Yeah. It seems like those early choices laid the groundwork for him to become the king of romance, which
A whole other chapter.
we're going to get to right after this.
And here we are, the king of romance era.
From villain to heartthrob, that's quite a change.
It is, isn't it?
So how did that happen?
Well, it all started with a little film called Dilwale Dulhania Le Jayenge.
DDLJ?
Exactly. Released in 95, broke all the records.
It ran for over 1,000 weeks at a theater in Mumbai. Can you believe that?
1,000 weeks? That's insane.
It really shows how much people loved it and how charming Shah Rukh Khan is.
He's got that magic, you know?
So what was it about that film, the story, the chemistry with Kajol, or something about Shah Rukh Khan himself?
It's all of it together.
Yeah.
The story is that classic love conquers all, the chemistry's electric, and Shah Rukh Khan is Raj.
Raj, such a classic character.
Charming, playful, but respectful. He redefined romance for a generation.
But there's this thing during this whole King of Romance phase.
Yeah.
He refused to kiss his co-stars.
No on-screen kissing. The king of romance, but with that boundary.
That's kind of strange, right?
It is. Some people say it was a personal choice, maybe his values, or wanting to keep a certain image.
Others think it was strategic.
Appealing to a wider audience, families who might not be comfortable with it.
It's funny, though. The King of Romance, all that love and passion, but no kissing.
He had to get creative.
Mm.
But it shows his skill, too.
Yeah.
He could convey emotion through a look, a gesture, the way he delivered his lines.
He could make your heart melt just by saying a single word.
Exactly.
But even kings have their ups and downs, right? His career wasn't always smooth sailing.
That's true.
He had some rough patches.
You're talking about Ashoka?
2001. Quite a change from the romantic stuff.
It was a historical epic based on Emperor Ashoka, a passion project for him.
It was visually stunning, so ambitious.
It was. But it didn't do well in India, did it?
Not really. Why do you think that was?
Well, some say the history didn't appeal to everyone. Others thought it was too dark, too violent for fans used to the romantic Shah Rukh Khan.
Maybe the marketing didn't quite get it across either, that mix of history, action, and romance.
It's possible. It must have been tough for him. The film was so important to him personally.
And it put a strain on his production company, Dreams Unlimited.
It did. He had to shut down his website, srkworld.com.
It was a time of reassessing, figuring things out.
He needed to regroup, but he came back strong.
He did. 2004 was a big year. Main Hu Na and Veer Zara.
Two huge hits. They reminded everyone why they loved him.
Main Hu Na, that was fun, full of action.
And music, yeah.
Veer Zara, romantic drama, set against the India-Pakistan conflict.
Showing he could handle those tough topics with sensitivity.
And then there's Swades, also in 2004.
That one was different.
More introspective.
He played a NASA scientist going back to his roots in India.
He said how much that film affected him personally.
Swades was a turning point.
It showed he was willing to do more than just the typical Bollywood formula.
Roles with social relevance, real depth. It's fascinating how an actor's career mirrors their own growth, you know.
It does. And speaking of growth, Shah Rukh Khan's ambitions went beyond acting.
Oh, yeah. He's never been one to just stick to one thing.
He's got his fingers in so many pies.
His production company, it went from Dreams Unlimited to Red Chillies Entertainment.
With his wife Gowri as a partner.
They've produced so many films supporting new talent, pushing the boundaries of storytelling.
And then there's the Kolkata Knight Riders, his cricket team.
The IPL. They struggled at first, but they've won championships.
He loves his sports. And who could forget that incident at Wankhede Stadium?
Oh yeah, the 5-year ban after that argument with security staff.
So much controversy. But the ban was lifted eventually.
It was. Seems like Shah Rukh Khan can't avoid controversy.
But amidst all that, he does a lot of good, too.
Philanthropy is important to him.
It is.
Children's education, women's and children's rights in India. He's won awards from UNESCO, the World Economic Forum.
He also supports charities, uses his voice to raise awareness.
It's inspiring to see someone so famous use their influence like that.
It adds a whole other dimension to his legacy, doesn't it?
Definitely. He's not just talented, he's compassionate, he wants to make a difference.
So we've talked about his rise to stardom, the romance, the production, the sports, the philanthropy.
He's a force of nature.
But there's more to his story, right? He's not just a Bollywood star.
He's a global icon.
Exactly. We haven't even touched on that yet. His influence goes way beyond India, doesn't it?
Oh, absolutely. He's a global icon.
Global icon.
People all over the world love his films.
It's amazing someone from Delhi reaching that level of fame. What do you think it is about him that connects with people from all these different backgrounds?
It's got to be a few things, right? His charisma, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And the way he acts, that intensity, but also vulnerability. People connect with that no matter where they're from.
Yeah.
Plus, he seems genuine. Like you could have a cup of tea with him and just chat.
I like that. And it's not just popularity contests. Newsweek named him one of the most powerful people in the world back in 2008.
Wow. That's a big deal.
In Empire magazine, they put him in their top 50 greatest actors of all time just a couple years ago.
That's serious recognition.
It says a lot about how he's changed cinema, not just Bollywood.
He's broken down stereotypes, brought Indian films to a global audience.
He's a big advocate for collaboration between cultures, too.
For sure. But even with all that, things quieted down for a bit after Zero came out in 2018.
Right. Some people thought he was done with acting.
There were rumors flying around, and the pandemic didn't help. Film production was all messed up.
Yeah, everything was on hold. But then he came back with a bang in 2023.
Pathaan. What a comeback.
Huge box office success, broke records.
It was a big change for him, too, an action spy thriller.
Not really his usual style.
Nope. But he nailed it. Did his own stunts, you know.
Wow.
Tougher, more intense, showed he could still captivate audiences, even in a different kind of role.
Reinvented himself as an action hero.
That's Shah Rukh Khan for you.
And then Jawan. The same year, another massive hit. Double roles in that one.
Father and son.
Talk about a challenge.
It's tough to play two characters, make them both believable.
Keep them distinct.
Yeah. But he did it. Powerful performance, really moved people.
And then to top it off, Donkey. 3 major films in 1 year. That's dedication.
And Donkey dealt with some heavy stuff. Illegal immigration.
He's not afraid to tackle tough topics.
It's amazing, constantly evolving as an artist.
That's how he stays relevant, keeps people interested.
So we've talked a lot about his work, but what about his personal life? Married to Gary Chibber since '91.
That's a long time, especially in the world of Bollywood.
What do you think keeps them going strong?
They seem to have a lot of respect for each other.
Trust.
Shared values, too. They've faced a lot of scrutiny, being in the public eye.
But they've handled it with grace.
They seem really committed to each other and to their family.
They have 3 kids.
Aryan, Suhana, and Abram. I heard Aryan and Suhana might follow in their father's footsteps.
They've both shown interest in films.
Maybe a new generation of Khans is coming to the big screen.
It's possible. They've got the genes and their dad to guide them. But it's their choice in the end, you know?
It's been quite a journey, this deep dive into the life of Shah Rukh Khan.
From a kid in Delhi to a global superstar.
What stands out most to you?
His resilience. He's been knocked down a few times, but he always gets back up.
Stronger each time.
Yeah. And he's so versatile, always trying new things.
Plus, he uses his influence to do good in the world.
He's truly inspiring.
He's hard to define, isn't he?
That's what makes him so interesting.
He's an actor, a producer, entrepreneur, philanthropist, global icon.
But at the end of the day, he's a human being.
With his own complexities, his own story.
And there's always more to learn about him, more to discover.
So to you listening, what surprised you the most about Shah Rukh Khan?
What resonated with you?
We encourage you to check out his films, get to know his work.
You might be surprised by what you find.
Thanks for joining us on this deep dive. Until next time.